Now on is Cesc Fabregas, and together with his predecessor William Gallas, he is recalled after missing Saturday's sobering reverse at Manchester City. All told, however, there are 9 senior players absent through injury, and fascinatingly, the teenage Mexican Carlos Vela is preferred to Nicolas Bentner in attack. It is Vela's first Champions League start. Dynamo Kyiv are also without a clutch of regulars, including 2 of their standard back 4. But unlike last year, they have been competitive in the Champions League this season, largely due to the goals of Ismail Bangura and Artem Milevski, who unusually and adventurously are selected together up front. The referee is Luxembourgeois bank manager Alain Hammer. It's a month since Spurs... Vela close to the goalkeeper. Song, another tall target. Juru in the mix as well.
6-yard box. That's good defending. Following the ball out, supporting. They knew exactly what they were doing.
It's not cold if you come from Kiev. Inside the Dynamo Kiev side, you'd want to have a look back at the legality of the way Arsenal took their free kick. Whether with a moving ball, whether... Just one kick of the ball, Gioani over it.
Before an Arsenal player helped Chelsea take the lead.
Ball.
Back came Arsenal though. Robin van Persie forced Peter Cech into this save. Frank Lampard just inches away from making it 2-0 in the second half. Arsenal levelled just before an hour's play.
No flag. Robin van Persie, 1-1. And Chelsea have conceded a goal in the second half of a Premier League game. The scorer of it, Robin van Persie for Arsenal.
And 3 minutes later, they were ahead.
Van Persie! A dramatic double from the Dutchman.
And he had a chance for a hat-trick. 2 enough, though. Arsenal won at Stamford Bridge for the first time since 2004.
One thing is sure, it was a big win, and I think especially the last 20 minutes we showed a lot of character, a lot of discipline. So big compliments to the whole team, because it was a tough game.
You say it was a big win. Can you tell us what was the significance of it? Why was it such a big win?
Because you play against Chelsea on their ground, and when you 1-0 down, you know it's going to be really difficult. And if you come back and win the game in the end, I think that shows it all.
In 8 previous attempts, you've never scored against Chelsea. Why do you think it was your day today?
Well, it's not my day, it's our day. I was the one who scored the 2 goals, but that doesn't really matter. It was our day. The whole squad really gave absolutely everything.
We saw you hugging William Gallas before the game. Does that show there's no problem between you two at all?
There wasn't a problem at all. So he's just a respected colleague of mine and a good player. So there's no problem at all.
You talked about the win today, but do you think the manner of the win as well will give you even more?
Well, of course, if you win, you can take the positives. And again, if you win a game like that, it gives you a lot of confidence, and this is what we need at the moment.
So Arsene Wenger believes Arsenal are still very much in the title race, and history is on their side. In the past 4 seasons, the Premier League trophy has gone to the side that has won the mini-league between the big 4. The only exception is the 2006-2007 season, where Arsenal headed the mini-league, but Manchester United won the title. This season, Arsenal and Liverpool lead the mini-league with 2 wins from 2. Chelsea, meanwhile, have just 1 draw from their 3 home matches against the big 4, the same as reigning champions Man United. Well, Arsenal's next match is against Burnley in the Carling Cup, who beat Chelsea in the last round. It's live from 7:30 on Tuesday, Sky Sports 1 and HD1.
Well, rather, once again, Arsenal responding to the tag of teeming crisis with a big result. But how much good does it do you beating Chelsea and beating Man United, as they did a few weeks ago, if you lose to everybody else in between?
Well, exactly right. I think that's been Arsenal's problem. I think consistency's been their problem. You know, we all know that they're capable of winning the big games. You know, they proved that the other week. They beat Manchester United at home, and they've got the Chelsea in one. And we know they've got wonderful players, but it's just finding that consistency level, really. And if anybody can find it this year, for me, they'll go on and win the title, because everybody seems to be dropping points.
Now, they caught a break there, Van Persie's equaliser, very clearly offside. Phil Scolari wants an apology. Interesting. A couple of weeks ago, he was, when the referee blows his whistle, that's the decision, the referee is the referee. One game doesn't go his way, and now he's up there with the best of the conspiracy theories.
I think referee managers should be prohibited in their post-match comments and on their Thursday press comments from talking about anything other than their own side, because it's getting to the stage now whereby all of the big four managers at some stage during this season have spat their dummy out and blamed a ref or blamed an opposition player. At the end of the season, whoever is top of the league will have won it, and they'd have had things go for them and go against them. So, you know, I'm a big advocate of managers just talking about what goes on with their team and leave the controversy to the likes of the referees.
Graham, should he get an apology, do you think?
No, he shouldn't. It's absolutely ridiculous. You know, you've got Anelka misses an open goal a week ago. You've got the team selection. It's offside. We can show it as many times as we want. We all know it was offside, but people make mistakes. I don't know why John Stokes hasn't given it offside. Only he would know that he's in a good position, he's looking across the line. But it's a mistake, it's a human error, the same as maybe Scolari picked the wrong team. Will he go out and apologise when they lose and say, actually, guys, that's my fault, all you Chelsea fans, sorry, I got it wrong?
He might do. But Graham, did you think that in the earlier part of the season, I saw a lot of post-match interviews with him when he said, you know, the referee's a referee, when the whistle blows, and he was very respectful. And I thought, well, gosh, this is quite refreshing.
Yeah, what he was saying, what he actually said was, you know, this is strange for me because in my country, the referee is God. That was his quote he said, which was refreshing.
Have you ever refereed in his country?
Unfortunately, I've refereed him. I've refereed him. But what he's got used to now, and this is a sad indictment on it, is he now understands that referees in England aren't God. Referees in England are there to be beaten, are there to be moaned at, are there to be blamed for any defeat, and that's what we've allowed to happen, and that's what's come into the game in this country, and that's what the FA have to stop, in theory, with the respect campaign.
Well, as much as Van Persie's goal sparked the defeat for them, Chelsea, of course, have to answer the fact they only had, I think, one shot on goal for the entire game. So there was plenty for them to do there. And it's funny how that defeat against Liverpool has kind of burst the bubble of their invincibility. Arsene Wenger making comments on this score.
Well, Liverpool went there a few weeks ago, didn't they, and won. And in between that, Burnley have also won there on. I know we went to penalty kicks, but very unlike Chelsea. I'm a believer. Records are there to be broken. At some stage, it was going to go, that invincible home record they had. But they're still a formidable side, Chelsea. I think when you've got Drogba still to come into that side, you know, and Anelka's leading goal scorer. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's a little bit of a blip for them. But, you know, I'm sure all great teams will bounce back and they'll be back to winning ways soon.
Yeah, and they're still only 1 point off the top of the table. Even though they're just not looking... You've got a whole bundle of stats, haven't you, Stoddard? Is it on this game?
Yeah, no, well, not specifically on this game, but and I need a bit of time, so you need to... but in terms of... actually, it does allude to the top four. Chelsea, the only side at the moment. Basically, I took a whole load of stats in terms of goals scored and goals conceded over the Premier League over the last 8 years, and how many goals it is needed to finish top, to finish in the Champions League places, UEFA Cup and relegation. Chelsea, their form at the moment, goal scoring and goals conceded, is the only team that are gonna win the championship. It's as simple as that. I can read them out to you if you like.
But that's the gist of it.
Yeah, 2 goals a game wins you the title, and 0.7 goals per game conceded wins you the title. Chelsea scored 2.2 goals a game, easy there. 0.4 conceded, easy there. Liverpool would finish round about 6th in terms of goals conceded, so work to be done there. Champions on the defensive form. Manchester United, interesting, they've come up a lot on the last couple of weeks. They've finished 2nd. In goals scored, and champions by goals conceded. Arsenal, interestingly, 3rd on goals conceded and 7th, 8th by goals conceded. So there you go.
Right, he's been doing his homework.
I know, yeah. I just sit at home, just had all these sort of bad old days. I just sit at home, number crunching.
Do you not go out
anymore? I don't anymore, no. Just sit at home. The interesting thing is, with Chelsea's blip, is that by far and away the consistency is there for them to win the championship this season. OK,
let's talk to our Chelsea fan. Eddie is in the audience. Let's find out what he thinks. So Stan and his homework says that you're going to win the league. Would you agree?
Well, it's going to be tough because, as Stan said about the game tonight, Chelsea seem to be playing it straight down the middle. They had, 2 years ago they had 2 wingers and Joe Cole backing up as well. This year we've got wingers, but they're not playing on the wing. Everything's going down the middle, breaking up just outside the box. It's already been said, we only had one shot at goal, and that was a header from Frank Lampard.
At the beginning of the season, everyone was saying, oh, Scolari's brought the Brazilian flair, but it's kind of disappeared a little.
The flair was there. The flair's still there. They're still playing, like the first half, they were quite brilliant. And then in the second half, Arsenal came out and got at them. To me, it was a question of probably the manager for the Chelsea side just said, let's have the same again for the second half. And from Arsene Wenger's point of view, he probably said, we've got to up our game. And that's exactly what happened.
That is exactly what happened. I've got a couple of Arsenal fans here. Let's have a chat with Harris and Omar. Harris, explain your team. Oh, you're a Liverpool fan. I'm not going to talk to you. Explain. Yeah, you're an Arsenal fan. Explain what is going on here. How you can lose the games you should be losing and win the games that maybe you shouldn't be winning.
It's bizarre, to be honest. It doesn't make sense. I mean, we host Man United, beat them 2-1, outplay them, go to Stamford Bridge, which is known as a fortress in the Premiership, and take a 2-1 win. I mean, and then we host Hull City and lose 2-1, lose to Stoke, lose to West Ham. No, sorry, it's Aston Villa, lose 3-0 to Man City, who were, run around the park by Man United on the weekend. It just doesn't make sense, to be honest.
So what is it then? What's going wrong? What's not happening?
I don't know. It was indiscipline with the whole Gallas thing at the moment. I think Arsene Wenger's just put his foot down and said, stop messing about and start, scoring goals. Like you said, in the second half, in half-time, Arsene probably said, you've got to score. If you don't score, then we'll get out of the Premiership, out of winning it. And, they go out and whack out another cracking performance, and hopefully they'll be able to carry on over the next few weeks.
OK, thanks, chaps. James?
Interesting.
Arsenal's teenagers were knocked out by Burnley's youngest player, 20-year-old Kevin McDonald, the two-goal hero. His first came on 6 minutes after Arsenal failed to deal with Chris Eagle's cross. McDonald scoring for the second game running.
Unbelievable scenes here at Turf Moor.
What a Christmas present for the fans, and Burnley were on their way. Sir Alex Ferguson seemed to be enjoying it all. Arsene Wenger clearly wasn't, but his side rallied before half-time. A great flick from Nicholas Bentner, but Brian Jensen denied Mark Randall. Second half, and Fran Mereda bamboozled the Burnley defence, but having done the hard part, he couldn't find the target. It was a costly miss. Backstormed Burnley, and McDonald was in the right place again.
Yes! A brilliant second goal! Burnley in dreamland here!
He'd never scored for Burnley until Saturday. Now he had 3 goals in 2 games. No wonder manager Owen Coyle was so delighted. It could have become 3-0, but Martin Patterson was thwarted by Lucas Fabianski just, and in the closing stages, the miss that summed up Arsenal's night. Nicholas Bentner the culprit this time.
You've seen the quality that Arsenal have at various moments, and if you switch off, you'll be punished. Some of their interplayer movement, and Brian Jensen's did a few magnificent saves in the game. Mind you, I mean, I think their goalkeeper did a few as well. But to reach the semi-final, I think it's a magnificent achievement for everybody at the football club.
They have a lot to learn, many of them, but the potential is there, and even tonight, I believe, away from home, they didn't hide, they tried to play.
Do you now, with no Carling Cup games, consider playing these kids in the Premier League or the FA Cup to try and ensure they keep getting games this season?
The players who deserve get it, and the players who don't deserve don't get it.
So Burnley have now knocked out 3 London Premier League teams as they reach the semi-final of the League Cup for the first time since 1983, long before he was born. Nick Collins, Sky Sports.
Well, we saw Brian Jensen save from Mark Randall there, but he saved from 3 other one-on-ones in the first half alone. Jensen says there's no reason why they can't go all the way to Wembley.
Of course, we were 1-0 up, and of course, if they score a goal there, it's going to be a massive task for us because, well, they're going to be confident going forward and all that, and it's a good side. So, yeah, it was vital, but all the credit to the lads that worked really, really hard, and Big Kev. Two more goals is absolutely brilliant.
He's flying, isn't he? How does this victory compare to the one against Chelsea in the previous round?
Well, apparently, well, all the cameras are here, so you must have known there could have been a little bit of an upset here today. But yeah, it's massive now because we're talking about the semi-final, so we just take one game at a time and we see how it goes.
Who do you want in the semis? United are still in this competition, Tottenham the holders. Who do you want?
Well, it doesn't really matter. We just take it, whatever comes around. You know, it's a semi-final, and regardless who we're going to play, we're probably going to be underdogs again.
Is there any reason why you can't win this competition now?
Why not? You know, anything can happen in football. So well, with a good draw, maybe a little bit of luck again, then, well, we'll see how far we can go.
I think we've got at least one more special night here, haven't we?
Well, hopefully. So,